Hello motherfuckers, welcome back to Propaintinity with Miyakin. This is going to be the 5th episode and we're making Negan this time. Before we start, I wanna let you know that I made shitload of mistakes, but it ended up being my favorite, so yeah. For the base, I used this action figure set that I did a review before. Without further ado, let's strip him off and get him prepared. First things first, as always, I removed the face and also the hair in this case with pure acetone. Another detailed face sculpt. Ugh. I sanded the body using a sanding sponge. It will make the surface rough and paint sticks better on rough surfaces. After I sanded the body, I wipe it with baby wipes to get rid of the excess dust. I recommend you to sand anything outside though, because the dust is really annoying. Then I wipe it again with nail polish soaked tissues. Anyway, your boy got himself an airbrush wig. I bought the mini portable one. I don't need a fancy one because I don't use it other than to change the color of my figurines. The paint I used was just acrylic paint that I mixed with distilled water. I store it in plastic bottles for convenience. Anyway, this was my first attempt using an airbrush. This was also my first mistake because I added another layer of paint before the previous one dried completely and it fucked the whole thing up. So I had to redo it all over again. Also, I didn't use primer because I didn't use any on my previous projects. So why would I need it now with the airbrush? But my second attempt went very smoothly. It's suspicious. I mean, would you look at that? It's smooth as fuck. The joints are a hit or miss though, but still. I think it's the best method to change your doll's color. So from now on, I'm saying goodbye to brush strokes. I sprayed 2 coats of Mr. Super Clear on the body before shading it with soft pastels. I also shaded the hands. I shaded the body again to add more definition, but it became another mistake because I shaded it way too red. See? But the damage has been done and I ain't gonna do anything about it, so I kept going. I drew on the nipples. Then the chest hair. I sprayed it with Mr. Super Clear before giving it 2 coats of watered down matte varnish. When I was doing this, the nipples were disappearing and the chest hair was fading away. Next time, I'll give it more than 1 coat of Mr. Super Clear before going in with the varnish. Moving on to the goddamn head, I primed it with 3 coats of MSC before shading it with soft pastels. When I was shading the head, I tried to erase something. Now I never really erased anything on my previous projects, but it actually smudged stain on the face, so there goes another mistake.
What the fuck?
So I gave it a layer of Mr. Super Clear, then tried to cover the stain with watercolor pencil. It fixed the problem, kind of. I continued by sketching the rest of the face with watercolor pencils. I gave him facial hair and drew his hairline on before painting his whole hair with acrylic paint. I put some gray on his scruff and hair. After all, he's an older man, right? A charismatic older man. A DILF. I sprayed it with MSC again to save the progress before finishing the face with acrylic paint. Now to the clothes. I'm not gonna show you how I made them because I almost killed myself making them, but I'm gonna show you what I made. I made the jacket out of vinyl material. The stitches look wonky, particularly around the collar and the lapel. Also just found out it's pronounced lapel, not lapel. It's probably because I didn't use an appropriate foot. But my sewing machine is also old as fuck, so I don't know. At least it came together nicely. The biggest problem would be the zipper. It's a fucking pain in the ass, and it just won't zip up. The pants are alright. There's a lot to work on, but well, I have the time I need to improve my skill. Maybe once they're good enough, I'd sell them or something. I hope I can sell them. The pockets and the belt loops are real, by the way. I used the buttons as the closure, but they just don't work. God, I wanna sue whoever made the zipper and the buttons. The scarf was just 2 rectangles fabric that I sewed together, nothing fancy. I also made a white t-shirt, but I don't like it, so I decided not to use it at all. For the shoes, I reused the shoes the figure came with, but they were plain looking, so with a piece of sponge I kinda stained them with watered down silver acrylic paint. I mixed brown and gold acrylic paint to paint the soles. The shoes turned out to be way too shiny, so I stained them again with watered down black acrylic paint. Now let's make Lucille. I used the handle of an old paintbrush as a base. First, I got rid of the paint by carving it. Once the paint was gone, I sanded it. I marked where the knob and the length of the handle. And then I scored around the top of the knob. From the handle mark, I carved downwards to the knob so the transition between the handle and the barrel would be more apparent. Be careful not to accidentally cut the actual knob. It should cut right on the score. It should look like something like this. I sanded it again to make everything nice and smooth. I also rounded the end cap. I had the most fun making this. Then I painted it shit color. There's an oval on the bat, so I just painted it on. I had no idea how to make the barbed wire, so I had to come up with something. Here's my take on that. I took some embroidery floss and I made knots along the line. I put some PVA glue on my fingers and ran them through the floss to make it stiff. For the nuts, take both loose ends and twist them. When the glue dried, it became stiff so I could paint it silver. I folded it in half to find the center and glued it on the end cap. I wrapped the rest around the bat and glue it in place. It should look something like this. The spikes were too long, so I trimmed them. The final step would be to give the whole thing 2 coats of watered down gloss varnish. Now that everything is done, let's put them back together. I just realized that Negan had a glove on his right hand. Lucky that I have it. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but the zipper of the jacket just wouldn't work, so I stitched it shut. If you don't notice, then good. Anyway, do you guys watch The Walking Dead? I think a lot of people do, including me. I think it's a solid show. If you watch the show, who's your favorite character? Mine would be Carol because hello, best character development ever. And my least favorite character would be Rick because he thinks he's a good leader but he's not. He is nothing of the sort. And also Eugene because he is a fat cunt. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you want to. See you in the next video. Bye.